We're here at the U.S. Capitol, Father's Day 2008. There are some fathers who could not make it this year, and they asked me to read their speeches. The first one is from Basim Sawwan, from Lebanon. When my precious daughter was 1 year old, her mother began trying to alienate me from her. My daughter and I have always been close. Her mother was very jealous and looked for anything to accuse me of doing wrong. When my daughter was almost 5 years old, her mother succeeded in getting the authorities to alienate me from my daughter. After the authorities decided that my case should be dismissed and that her mother was actually in the wrong, that did not matter. The authorities continued not acting upon the fact of my daughter being alienated from me, no matter how hard I tried to stop the alienation through the so-called legal system. The visitation order was rewritten 6 times, and the mother repeatedly violated my visitation in every way, shape, and form. But the authorities never helped me. Instead, they did whatever my ex-wife told them to do. In June 2003, the authorities tried to sentence me to jail, again based on the mother's fabricated stories, but failed to do so. My daughter and I were alienated from each other for 4 years. Not only did the fabricated stories cause me huge problems worrying about a possible jail sentence, but also my employer tried to fire me from my job after they heard of the fabricated stories. I kept my job after they determined that I had done nothing wrong. It took me 6 lawyers from the time my daughter was almost 5 years old to try to reunite me with my daughter, but the authorities did not want to listen, and instead they gave the mother whatever she asked. I spent more than $150,000 on lawyers and psychologists. Today, my daughter and I are reunited. She is 19 years old now. She continuously calls me, writes letters to me, sends me emails, and always wants to see me. Like before, my daughter cannot get enough of me, and I am very glad. Me too. I am never able to get enough of my daughter. My daughter is very proud of her dad because she felt my continuous fighting for her all these years, more than 13 years, trying to stop the alienation. I saw my daughter last weekend at her university, and just today, May 23rd, 2008, she sent me text messages and 2 emails. We go running together and go out on adventures together to the mountains. We play sitting games and go out for dinner together. She is even taking Arabic lessons to learn how to speak Arabic, and I teach her Arabic because she wants to learn and because she never wants to lose her heritage that a person was trying very hard to make her forget. If only I knew of some authority who would still fight for me to force the corrupt authorities to pay me and my daughter compensation for these criminal damages, I would not wait 1 minute pursuing that avenue. But guess what, people? That authority is you and me. We, the people. I have learned some things from all these criminal acts committed by the family courts. The American people are like lambs. A lamb gets butchered by a predator, and the rest of the lambs do nothing but simply watch, as if there is no problem. I found out that people whom I thought were my friends are not my friends because they are afraid of the authorities. In conclusion, you should not be afraid to speak out. It is our duty as U.S. citizens to expose corrupt government. Our nation's future depends on our courage to exercise our First Amendment rights.